Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Balanced Life, Happy Life. I'm Jeff Isom, the Director of Sales and Training for Nikken North America. And you are in for a treat tonight. We have an amazing presenter, storyteller, entrepreneur. Michael DiMuccio has been with Nikken for, I believe, nearly 30 years now. Mike, is that correct?
30 plus 33.
33, so many years. And the reason he's devoted much of his life to this company is because it has an amazing philosophy, product line, community, and business opportunity that's really unmatched in the world today. Although Mike studied aerospace engineering as his educational background, he made a choice to go into a career where he could help people to really become their very best selves, whether it's in business or life. So we have a master of life with us tonight, and he's going to help us to understand this amazing company called Nikken. Mike, thanks for joining us tonight.
Jeff, thanks for that wonderful introduction. And it's always a pleasure to be sharing Nikken, my story, and my point of view, I guess, on Nikken since I've had 33 plus 3 months history with Nikken, which is amazing to even consider um, that I would have been involved in something this long and be still as excited about it as the first day I was introduced to it. And it's for all the reasons that you've mentioned already. But we will walk you through a presentation that I helped put together that I think tells the story of why we feel Nikken is really a better way to approach life and business, and certainly health. Now, I look at this picture and I'm reminded of myself because I was actually an aspiring musician, singer, songwriter. And when I saw this photo, I just thought, what is it about this fascination we have with singers? We flock to stadiums to see them by the thousands. And I kind of surmised it as to my own experience of it. And that's kind of like we like to live vicariously through them in that they sit there and they wear their heart on their sleeve, they belt it out. And when you see somebody do that and they're at their best, at the top of their game, with no holds bar and not feeling any shame or embarrassment, it's like they are living life to the fullest. They are so comfortable in their skin, they're able to really show up in life, and I think that's what the attraction is. And so we call this humans being more, really being somebody who can be fully expressive of what it is that you are, what it is that you have inside to offer the world, and and be able to share that freely. Now, that is not the picture I see mostly on faces as I walk around town or whatever city you might be in. You might notice the same thing. Most people have a very worried and a very stressed look on their face. It's certainly not that of a singer belting it out. And there's reasons for it. Many. Each person has their own reason, I guess, but the most common are financial worries, health concerns, lack of time, unhealthy lifestyle. So many demands on our time. Life is not simple anymore. Failure to take time out to relax. Too busy being busy that there's just no time for that. Tremendous responsibilities, family, workplace conflict, and maybe sometimes just the inability to accept things as they are. That creates a stress, and that stress, no matter what the source of stress is the biggest killer, and it affects quality of life. So, if we're going to talk about improving our circumstances, we really need to know what are the circumstances we want to improve. Now, as you can see here on this wheel, we have many areas that Nikken addresses as an opportunity: physical health, mental health, family health, society health, and finances. These are all areas that are important and critical, vital, you would say, in our life. We're defined by all these things. And it's the lack of balance in these things that cause the stress. So if there was one or two areas that you would want to change the most in 2025, and I'm just going to say single out one, maybe start with the first two on your mind and then say, okay, if I had to change one thing as a top priority for 2025, what would it be? I'm going to ask you to look at the chat in the Zoom and answer that question. Just start typing, whether it's body or finances or mind or whatever. Start typing, and I'm just going to read off what I see being written here on the chat. So go ahead, folks, start chatting away, and let's see what you got. I've got, okay, let's see, we got mind, finances, family. So far it's balanced. Well, finances, family, finances, body. Okay, so far we've got what's topping the list. I'm just going to carry on from there. And it usually is, no matter who I'm asking as an audience, number one on the list is always finances. Always. Isn't that interesting? Regardless of what age group you are in, finances is always the one area that people want to most improve. And it's not a surprise because it's the area that most people feel the most conflicted, or most stressed. So we're going to definitely talk about how you can improve your finances. Usually the second spot, and I see that it's kind of a tie in this case, is body. But we are going to touch on that as well because those actually are the two largest segments of the economy and growth right now because of the prime interest of people. So, how can Nikken help you improve any one of these five pillars? Think of it this way. Improvement can happen over a small period of time with just a slight change in the choices that we make. Think about it. Big changes to happen don't necessarily require big changes. And that's the formula that we're relying on. You don't get sick overnight and you don't necessarily get healthy overnight. It's a matter of small choices over a period of time with some consistency that leads to this compound effect. I think it was Einstein who called the compound effect the eighth wonder of the world. So we want to use the natural compound effect that happens in life to our favor. We want to start to make small choices, the right choices, healthy choices, smart choices that lead to improvements in our five pillars. Now, this one really sort of shares the importance of this concept in plain sight. It's a very sobering comparison between the health of the West, the Western world, and the health of, say, Japan. Now, it's no surprise, though, to most people that Japan is number one in the world in terms of health. But look where we stand. Canada, number 34, USA, number 68. And when you look at longevity, the Japanese, number one in the world, USA, number 40. The average life expectancy here is about 76.5 years. There, almost 10 years more, 84.3. And here's the big surprise. We spend three times more on the subject of health care than they do, but they outlive us and they out healthy us, if there's such a term. And not only that, but if we look at one of the most prevalent issues with respect to health, it's obesity. Here in North America, men 34.1% are obese, 27.5% women. Whereas in Japan, it's a tenth of that. It's 10% of that. How do these people get such incredible results in retrospect? And the answer is at the bottom. They focus on self-care, the prevention of disease. We focus on sick care, the intervention of disease. And clearly the results are polar opposites. So if we had to do life over again, if we had to do health over again, wouldn't we want to be doing what the Japanese are doing? And does it surprise you that Nikken originates from Japan? So this philosophy and the way we approach health is actually coming from that part of the world. So what are the things that we can do that on a daily basis, daily choices, could dramatically impact the outcome of our health and longevity? And the answers are here on the screen. These are what's called the body burden, the health risk factors. We mentioned stress already, which impacts heart disease, diabetes, fatigue, allergies, sleep, and weight gain. All these things are affected by stress. But there are other areas of stress. Poor sleep can induce this. One night's poor sleep can drop your immune system by 60%. That's one night, and it's overnight. That's a huge number. Half of your immune system wiped out in one night. And given the circumstances out there in the world with air quality and so forth, you don't want that. You want to have a good night's sleep. Air quality, 7 million lives a year die prematurely due to air pollution. 7 million. Now think about that number in contrast to all the other numbers that have been portrayed over the last few years. 7 million per year could be saved with nothing more than an improvement in air quality. Water quality, another condition here. So many chemicals, over 24,000 chemicals found in our water. And of course, that's a big subject. Most people are familiar with that. Here's a new one, though. Electrosmog. Ever since the advent of electricity, and more specifically now radios and Wi-Fi, cell phones, etc., 5G, you name it, it's everywhere and it's permeating every place you could possibly be, and we don't really have a good appreciation of how negative those impacts are. But we do know this: the symptoms include fatigue, tiredness, concentration difficulties, dizziness, nausea, heart palpitations, pain, digestive issues. Hey, do you know anybody who's having that? It could be something as simple as helping them deal with this electrosmog in their environment. And we have solutions for that as well. And malnutrition, boy, that's a big one. 12 million children, 78 million adults. And what's interesting is that children are now getting adult diseases, and that's just due to poor nutrition. It's not that we don't eat enough, it's the way we eat, the quality of what we eat. So, food supplementation, healthier food, that's a mandatory thing if you want to be healthy. So, what's the answer? We mentioned it already: self care. This is the idea of being healthy by choice and not by chance, because chances are you're not going to be healthy if you go by way of the statistics. So we want to choose what we in Nikken refer to as empowered living. We want to empower ourselves, our family, our friends, our society with choices that can actually help them improve their quality of life and outlook. And where this all started, 1975 in Japan, 50 years ago this year, with a whole new outlook and definition for what success looks like. We call it the pursuit of the 5 pillars of wellness. Let's take a look at what Nikken has to say about it.
Do you ever have days where everything in your life feels in balance? When your mind is clear and your body feels in tune with nature? When everyone in your family is healthy and happy? When you belong to and support a warm, loving community? When you have a stable income and no debt? Mind, body, family, society, finances. Nikken calls these 5 areas of our lives the 5 pillars of wellness. We help you cultivate balance in all 5 areas of life with the tools that build your wellness home. Because to breathe is to live, we focus on clean air. Because water is life, we focus on pure water. Because healthy food nourishes strong bodies, we focus on nutrient-dense organic ingredients. Because everyone needs restful sleep and energy to feel joyful, we focus on rest, relaxation, and magnetic support. And to keep you as youthful looking as you feel, we focus on naturally sourced marine organic skincare. Our vision is to share the 5 pillars of wellness with everyone. And we want to spread the word throughout the world. Because once you achieve a balanced lifestyle, wouldn't you want to help everyone you know to achieve the same wonderful life of active wellness? That's what we offer everyone who is part of our global wellness community. Join Nikken to build your wellness home and live a life in balance. Discover it, live it, share it.
There you have it. Wellness. It's an important subject and it affects everybody at all ages. So why empowered living with Nikken? Let's just go through this. Nikken honed a concept, developed a concept, an awareness that our environment is everything. And if we can somehow replicate nature, which is fundamentally the thing that has allowed life to survive, thrive, in fact, on planet Earth, if we can replicate nature indoors and in our workspace, then what we've got is the secret ingredient to staying healthy and youthful. So that's the Nikken Wellness Home. It employs the concept of biomimicry, basically the replication of nature with science indoors. And in Nikken, that shows up in a number of different ways. We're going to call that the Nikken Wellness Home. It's a collaboration of technology that replicates fresh air, pure, clean, quality water, healthy, deep, restorative sleep, quality food and nutrition, and connection to energy. That's what you heard on that video. That's exactly what Nikken delivers with their technology. And so empowered living, it's by creating an environment that gives you well-being just by being in its presence. This is a beautiful product consideration. A lot of people don't want to have to put the work in to get the benefits. But you can't imagine how powerful it is to set up your environment where just by being in your environment, you get the benefits. And that's one of the beauty of the Nikken technologies. It helps protect and nourish our body outside and in. And as we mentioned, our categories: air, water, sleep, nutrition, natural energies. These are the five vital elements that science that replicates nature. When we have a call on tomorrow night, on Wednesday night, and it's called Brand Night. It's at this time with the coordinates that you got to get onto this call, where we further delve into the actual Nikken products and technology. There's always a product being featured, and the overall concept of the wellness home is discussed. So if you'd like to learn more about the products, please tap into that call tomorrow night. That's live, and there's an entire library of recordings of these calls that go into these products if you want to do some research on the products and what the benefits are associated with them. But I can't imagine living life without these products. Like I said, 33 and a half years in Nikken is inspired by something. And all the people on this call and people who've been connected with us over the years, one of the things that you will always hear is how appreciative they are of the Nikken products and what the difference is that it's made in their life. So I'm going to ask some volunteers. I haven't prepared anybody, but I would really appreciate if someone would unmute or put their hand up, let me know who you are, where you are, so that we can actually hear a few examples of how these products have made an impact on the life or lives of the people on this call. So I see, Lynn, you've got your hand up. Would you mind starting? I see Debbie as well, Shrill. Okay, you guys hold on there.
Sure, I will. I will share my experience this year with nutritionals and why am I really impressed. I'm going to compare to last year. I'm a grandma to two young little boys who are in daycare school, and of course they bring all kinds of things at home. And I remember last year at that time, it was such a difficult year that we were just, my daughter said the viral infection would just mutate and we would go into circles. And I was struggling to just recover. What I've done, what I can compare to this year, I'm always on Nikken Nutritionals. I took an effort, extra effort to add digestive and immunity on a regular basis. And I was very consistent on my nutritionals starting in the fall. That means I take my nutritionals in the morning and in the afternoon. I never skipped one day. This year, I'm so happy to share this. Here is grandma helping everyone else. Everyone else went through these sickness, but I totally went this whole spring without a single day not being able to say I'm well. And I can honestly say it's that consistency of my nutritionals for the last 6 months that compared to previous years.
Fantastic. And nobody wants to be sick. That's the worst feeling. And you want to obviously be available. I mean, think about it. Who's depending on you to be healthy? So how important is it to stay healthy and to do these little things that can make that kind of a difference? Thanks for sharing. Debbie?
Good evening, everyone. And I say, yes, Lynn, and ditto to what Lynn said. I've got little grandsons like that too, Lynn. And so what I've got my daughter doing now is they're getting the supplements too. So that's the beauty of that. But I just wanted to share a story from when my husband went to the doctor yesterday. He thought he was going for an annual, but it was actually a 6-month follow-up from an issue he had with his hand. He had an issue with the thumb just kind of sticking and the hand, a lot of discomfort in his hand. And when he realized what he was there for, the doctor says, so what's going on with that thumb? Did you go and, go see that specialist and all the stuff that the specialist was supposed to do to his hand? And my husband looked like, what problem with my thumb? He said, oh, my wife has this company she deals with, this Japanese wellness company. And I started taking their joint supplement. The doctor looks at me and says, what's in it? I said, acetylmyrstoliate. You could Google it. So it was just good because my husband can tend to be kind of skeptical. And for him to be saying, talk, Debbie, talk. So I let him handle that. But I was so excited. I'm always excited when Eric gets excited about our products. So he believes in them, but still. So that was pretty good.
Fantastic. Can you imagine stuff disappearing? You don't even remember you had it. That's the way you want it. Perfect. Sherelle.
Hello there. I'm just going to share a story about I have two dogs. One is a silk fox terrier, and he was having a little trouble with his back left leg. He would, like, when we would walk him, he would lift it up. So we took him to the vet, and they said, "Oh, it's probably his knee, blah blah blah." And they tried to give me something, so I got some joint from Nikken, and now I give it to him every day. I've been giving it to him for like a year now, and the limp is not there. He can bear weight on his back left leg, and it just has improved the quality of his life.
That's
Thank you.
amazing. If there was any wonder if these products were just in your head, go ahead and convince a dog of that. That's fantastic. The joint formula is obviously a popular product on tonight's conversation. Bella, let's hear from you.
Hi, Mike. It's Bela. I'm
Bella.
sharing this again for the benefit of someone I invited to join the call. They're interested in signing up for Nikken. And actually, I sent you a text just before the call started. Maybe you didn't have an opportunity to read it, and I wanted you to talk to them. But my testimonial is about the sleep system. I have
My favorite product, by the way. Go ahead, sorry.
I have lived with rheumatoid arthritis, fibromyalgia, myofascial pain syndrome, a bunch of pain-related things, and a very bad immune system for about over 30 years. And I have had chronic pain for 36 years. And
Let's talk about how you feel, because
Okay.
those symptoms and diagnoses and
Right.
stuff,
So
we're not doctors, we don't talk about that. But tell us,
Right.
what's the difference in how you feel?
So what the context I wanted to bring it in. So I had all these problems for all these years. Nothing helped, and meds, nothing. So I tried the sleep system, and my life changed totally. For the first time in 36 years, I'm sleeping through the night. I am sleeping sometimes even up to 11 hours a night. I'm able to walk without my walker for short distances. I can't even tell you. So these friends happened to visit me on Sunday, and they couldn't believe that it was me who answered the door. And so they're
Bela,
interested.
I might have somebody I want to have you talk with. I just got a sleep system under a 90-year-old who was dealing with so many of the issues you described.
Oh, really? So after this call, I'd really appreciate it if you talk to my friends.
Fair enough. That's a
Okay.
deal. That's
Okay.
wonderful. Thank you.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
everybody. Thanks for sharing. So, as you can see, Nikken products, they really offer a wow factor. I mean, there's not a whole lot of products in the world that are going to affect people on that level and so profoundly. And I think that's really why Nikken has survived 50 years of ups and downs in the economy, changes in every situation possible. But Nikken continues to become more and more interesting to the population. Look at this, a complete and total unique approach to wellness. This is your one-stop shop when it comes to wellness. So one of the things, if you're looking at Nikken, both as a consumer, you want to know that your brand, when it comes to wellness, covers the gambit. From A to Z, you got yourself covered here. But from a business perspective, if you're considering looking at Nikken as a business, wouldn't you want to know that your product offering is something as robust as this so that you can service so many more people in so many more ways? Because they just keep coming back for more if there's more for them to have. So what an amazing opportunity. Just go shop. You can ask the person who invited you here for their personal webpage, a link that they can share with you, and simply go shopping, whether it's smart hydration, fresh air, restful sleep, or everything. I like everything. And to help you get started, there's a few options as well. And you can put together some packs, some savings, save 10%, save on shipping. This month there's a special. There's always usually something going on. Ask the person who invited you what's going on that I can take advantage of. But these are our three favorites: our water pack, our energy pack, our sleep pack. These are ways to integrate and involve yourself in the Nikken technologies in the most meaning and profound way. I mean, these are the things that you're going to see immediate results with, and you'll be happy to share with other people. So Nikken is great for somebody who's just looking to be healthy as a consumer. But what if you want more than just that? Maybe you were one of the people who said, I'd like to improve my circumstances and my finances. Well, for you, we have more to talk about. We have the opportunity to upgrade a customer account into a consultant account and furthermore, help build us this community of Nikken wellness subscribers. So why would you consider building a Nikken wellness business? Maybe you never thought about a business before. I didn't. I was a singer, songwriter, working as an electrician with a background in aerospace engineering. I had no business being in business, but here I am, 33 and a half years later, in business, in the business of a lifetime. Why? Well, I was like most people, trading time for money. That little person in the box on the square in the upper left-hand corner, that was me. Trading time for money, 40, 50, sometimes 60 hours a week just to make a wage, just to get by. Some people are fortunate, they own the business and they find themselves, well, not really owning the business, but the business owning them. And those are the people on the left-hand side, where that's 95% of the population. That's where most people make their living, either as an employee or self-employed. But guess what? They only make 5% of the living that's being made. Only 5% of the wealth is in the hands of 95% of the population who are too busy trading time for money to think outside the box. Well, where do you want to be? You want to be on the right-hand side, as Robert Kiyosaki points out in his Cash Flow Quadrants bestseller. The right-hand side is where you learn how to build a business based on leverage, where your income is not directly related to you, but the efforts of others. And if you're building a successful entrepreneurial business where you have excess cash flow, you can turn it into investment money. And now you have your money working to make money. So the people on the right-hand side, what do they do different? They they create money out of adding value, not out of trading time. You can add value and not actually have to add time. Have you ever thought of that? How would you do that? Well, you'd need to have to offer something of value, and you'd have to be able to offer it independently of your time. Well, that's where Nikken comes in. Nikken is a way for someone to get involved with a going concern and help nudge that going concern into popularity among your immediate family, sphere of influence, community, even internationally. By helping people learn about Nikken, we can create multiple streams of income, leveraging Nikken's beautiful wellness platform. And here's how it works. It's really simple. We have really three businesses in one. The first option is, well, I just want to share these products because I love them and I just want to occasionally offer them to somebody in a conversation, whatnot. I can then refer them to my webpage, and guess what? They can purchase, and I can earn up to 30% of the retail price of their purchase. That is pretty handsome. In fact, that gets paid on the following Friday of the week that it happens. So basically, a person can start today and earn money immediately. That's something that people are looking for, especially those who are looking to add additional income to their household income. You can take it up a notch. You could share this with other people, not just the products, but actually share the opportunity of Nikken. For that, you might want to get some help, people like myself who are available to have this conversation. And guess what? You could be earning up to 40% of the volume created by those other people. Now your income is no longer just what you do. It's now being multiplied by what others do. And you can take it even up further than that. You could learn how the system works and start teaching people how to take advantage of this system. By doing that, those small businesses can grow and create other small businesses, and you can get paid up to 6% of 6 generations of those businesses. Now, if you think about a family tree, so-and-so begat so-and-so, who begat so-and-so, who begat so-and-so, that's a family tree. Imagine getting paid 6 generations of members of your Nikken family as they go out on a daily basis sharing Nikken with others. That can create quite an incredible community and quite an incredible recurring income. That's where I have enjoyed the benefits of the Nikken opportunity most. So let me give you a visual. As I said, so-and-so begat so-and-so. So that's you in the center on the top left here in your Nikken Wellness Home. And you're sharing it with people you know and come across. Some of those people become customers. That's those hands on the right-hand side. And some of those people join along with you and become consultants on your team. Well, what happens when they start doing what you're doing? So-and-so begat so-and-so, and so-and-so begat so-and-so. And so now we start to have this effect, this ripple effect Proceed out from your original influence, which can create even greater influence, greater impact, and greater income. This concept is absolutely the most brilliant entrepreneurial concept on the planet, often misunderstood because people don't really take the time to learn and understand and appreciate that it's not about one person doing a lot. It's about a lot of people doing a little, and it all adds up. It's the compounding effect financially. Now, let me take it to you in a different way. We pretty much know how many seeds there are in an apple, but what we don't know is how many apples there are in a seed. Every single person you speak to could literally go out and create an orchard of people interested in Nikken. I'm sure the person who introduced me to Nikken did not expect me to have made such an impact, to have done the business for 33 plus years, to have created a network of thousands and thousands of people in 12 countries. I'm sure they didn't think that was going to happen, but that was what happened. They gave me the opportunity to do this. I was the seed, and you never know the potential of someone. And you know people that I don't know, and they know people that you don't know, and so on and so forth. And what makes this all come together actually conceivable is the fact that we leverage technology in this way. Amazon, Uber, those are two companies I know you know. And what do? They leverage technology so that people could self-employ themselves, create a business online, or turn your car into a business, or you can make some extra money on the side. They leverage technology so that people could actually own and operate their own business. Nikken's no different. Nikken is that in spades in the wellness sector. The difference between Amazon and Uber, an Uber driver, for instance, can't go out and recruit 10 other Uber drivers and get paid on that. They can't. But in Nikken, not only can we get paid on that, we can get paid up to 6 generations of that happening, where you can really multiply your ability to make an impact. This is significant. And you can do it anywhere. Nikken is an online business. You can do it on your phone. You can do it anywhere. Nikken's suite of tools is already there, sitting there waiting for you for $39.95 as a consultant. That's how you become a consultant, upgrade your customer account, register as a consultant, and you now have all that in your back office. And you have a personal web page immediately that you can customize to your name and start sharing with people you know. I mean, that is like, you could do that tonight, right off of this call. That's impressive. And how it works is simple. We join Nikken, we share and promote the products and technology. We invite people to learn the best of what Nikken has to offer. Some will join the business, some will become customers. Either way, Nikken does the tough stuff. They're the ones who actually inventory the products and deliver it straight from their warehouse to your customer or your consultant. They do all the R&D, the research. They do all of the difficult stuff that businesses have to do, so that it makes it simple for us to just get involved and do what we do, which is share. We share. And Nikken rewards and pays us through commissions, special offers, incentives, bonuses, recognition, luxury trips. How many of you like luxury trips? I know I do. And I've gone all over the world with Nikken. So many of our consultants, we've literally lived from vacation to vacation on these Nikken luxury trips. So what is collaborative entrepreneurship? It's just that. It's collaborating with people who are able to facilitate a process for you of learning. You can do Nikken anytime in your life. You can integrate it into the cracks of your life. And that's why most people in Nikken are actually part-time. It's about a lot of people doing a little, not one person doing a lot. It's a low cost of entry. It's a turnkey system. There's a leadership development plan so that it's not just business development, but also personal development. You're probably hearing me think, wow, this guy, he knows this stuff inside out. He's pretty smooth. I could have done that in anything. I was a good electrician. I could have told you stuff about that too. You become comfortable with what you learn, and you become comfortable to share with people what you know. And so this is a business that you grow and you learn at the same time, and you share, and the rewards are huge. It's not just trading time for money anymore. Now you can travel the world and you can build a business that has purpose. And like I said, collaboration is about getting help, and getting the help from people who already have done it. They're further along the highway than you are. So it's not like it's a hit and miss. It's not like you're learning by reading a book and hoping that you can figure this out. You will figure this out by working with the people who have already figured it out. So lend yourself to that. In the world that you're probably coming from, the traditional world, you're supposed to be able to prove to your boss that you're capable of doing what you're doing on your own in order to prove that your salary is justified. It's a very competitive environment. But in this world of Nikken, you're going to be supported to learn from people who know what you need to know. And they're going to help you learn it because they benefit from your ability to do it. So it's a very different way of compensating people. It's much more, I believe, much more in line with the nature of the universe. So we build a wellness community of entrepreneurs. Now, are there some entrepreneurs in the audience that might spend a minute with us and just share a little bit about what you've experienced as a benefit from being involved in Nikken as a business opportunity? Would you unmute and maybe raise your hand or something, and I can just ask you to share, in a minute, your Nikken business testimony. Come on, can I get some volunteers?
I'll volunteer, Mike.
Thank you, Madeline.
You're welcome. This is my 27th year. So I was outplaced as a corporate vice president of a healthcare system and didn't like laying off other people when I closed a hospital, and I didn't like what had happened to me. And I wanted to own my own business, but was doing consulting and continuing ed and so forth. And I had a friend who kept calling me about Nikken, 2 years, telling me about her health and how much it got better. But she said it was network marketing, and I had already been approached by Mary Kay, and I kept saying to her, I'm not going to sell magnets or lipstick. So she mailed me. Now this is from 96 to 98. Audio cassettes and VHSs. Some of you may not remember what those are. And I had a bag of them under my desk. So finally, after 2 years, I drove to Cleveland to meet her. I'm west of Cleveland, Ohio, and to hand her back this bag of tapes. And I couldn't believe she was the same person. My specialty in nursing prior to administration was cardiovascular, and she had a major problem. And she looked younger than she did 15 years before. The last time I had visited her, she was in a hospital, actually. And so I took the bag of tapes back, and I never looked back. It has been a very interesting journey. I've been on several of those trips with Mike, and it's the personal growth. I have a lot of academic degrees and taught myself. I taught others, but the personal development and the collaborative entrepreneurship is by far different than anything I experienced in the 27 years before this 27 years. So it's absolutely worth looking at. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Madeline. Who do I see? I see Mary. Mary, are you able to come on the line? Mary Bowser? I don't want to hold up the call too long. If you can unmute or maybe jump in.
Hi, Mike. I'm here.
Hey, would you mind sharing?
Well,
what's your Nikken business story?
My Nikken business story. I was a worn out professor at a university teaching all day, and then we wanted to expand our grad program. So that meant teaching 3 nights a week, 2 small children at home, family, pets, all the rigmarole. And my body just stopped. It said no more. And a friend said, well, why don't you try, I've got something that might help. And I was amazed. It was the sleep system, Mike. And for the first time in a long time, I got really good sleep. And I said, oh my gosh, I don't know what it is, but I'm going to get it for the whole family. And that's what I did. 2 months later, she said, you're sending me lots of customers. Wouldn't you like to make some money? I said, well, yeah, what teacher doesn't need extra money? So that's how I started my business. I knew absolutely nothing about business. And she said, well, you just have to go talk to people. And you're doing that anyway. Just keep doing that.
Can I ask, of all the things, what's the one thing that you would say you enjoy most about this business?
Talking to people.
Okay. So yeah. If you like talking with people, make a business of it.
Absolutely.
Perfect. Thank you so much for sharing. Let's wrap this up. Okay, I've got some features here, some highlights I want to share with you. You know, a lot of the people that you see on the call and in my own personal experience are largely responsible for the introduction of Nikken in the first 35 years. In 1989, Nikken set foot from Japan into North America. So the first 35 years, if we look at what have we done so far, not too bad, not too shabby. $4 billion in sales, 1.25% of the number of wellness homes in North America have been touched. And there's more homes being created every single year. So we're not even keeping up to the growth of the market. But the first 35 years was largely propelled by the baby boomers who, if I'm the last of the boomers at 61 years of age, I was 28 when I joined Nikken. So 28 years and older were people who were largely responsible when Nikken came into North America for bringing Nikken to this small segment of the market. Only 12% of them are Gen X and only 1% millennials. Millennials are those people between the ages of 28 when I got started and 43. So who at this point in time is starting to experience the effects of aging? Who at this point in time is starting to experience the stress of having responsibilities like small families, large families, and all the things that go with that? Of course, it's the Gen Xers and the millennials who are now at a point or a stage in life where these issues are becoming top of mind. I know when I was in my early 20s, I wasn't thinking about this. I wasn't thinking so far ahead about my future. I wasn't thinking about retirement. I wasn't thinking so much about a healthy body. But I'll tell you, when things start to decline, that's when things start to change and people start to notice. And right now, we're going through an economic shift that's so seismic in the history of the world, and a shift in towards wellness that is going to propel Nikken further and faster along this community. So what happens when we hit 5% market penetration or 15% as we 10x Nikken, which is the mandate of our owner and CEO for 2030 to 10x the company by 2030? How many billions of dollars do you think that's going to represent as Nikken becomes a household name? So there's an opportunity of a lifetime to be part of a company that has an incredible history. It's a blue chip company, it's a legacy company, but nobody knows we even exist. And yet, a product line and an opportunity that's so timely and relevant for today's marketplace, you can only go up from here. So if you're somebody or you know somebody who's serious about looking at income options, put this one right square in front of them, because this is probably one of the greatest income option opportunities they're ever going to see in their lifetime. So whether you're a wellness seeker and you just want to be healthy and feel good, be a customer. You found the brand of all brands when it comes to wellness. If you're a wellness enthusiast and you really like to tell people about stuff that you're learning about, consider being a consultant for $39.95. And if you're like me or some of the others you heard on this call, and you really get a thrill out of making a difference, being an entrepreneur and building a community of like-minded people, there is nothing better than that. We invite you to learn more about Nikken tomorrow night at our brand night, learn about some of the products and technologies, same time, same channel. Thursday, if you are somebody who's a little bit more curious about the income opportunity, myself and my co-host Dave Rolfe, also a Nikken Royal Diamond, tenured over 30 years as well, we're going to be at your disposal to answer questions about how to get the business off the ground, or questions that you might have about how the income opportunity works. Please ask the person who invited you for an RSVP invite to that call. So that's my part. If you like feeling good every day, Nikken's the place to be for you. Back to you, Jeff.
Mike, thank you so much. And that last idea is key. Who does not like feeling good in every aspect of their life, whether their physical health, mentally, with their friendships, their family, their relationships, their business, their career? This certainly is a place where you can feel good in all those areas. Thanks again, everyone, for joining us. We do meet on Tuesday evenings to discuss this amazing company. Do invite your friends, business partners, family, people who need to find out about this amazing opportunity. Mike, thanks again. Thank you, everyone who shared your testimonies with us tonight. Good night, everybody.